What is going on, Skull family? I'm Kyle,
And I'm Darin
and this is the Purple Dopes with
with
Hope
Hopes
podcast.
Podcast.
Hey, what is going on, Purple Dopers out there? Darin, we got some exciting news this week. You ready for it?
I'm ready. Let's go, man.
Okay, we are on Apple Podcasts. We are on Spotify Podcasts. We are on iHeartRadio. We are on Amazon, and as well as we are on YouTube. We are on them all, my friend.
Let's go.
It is official. So if you are one of our purple dopers out there, please make sure you follow along with the show on any of those four podcasts. Also, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. And then there's a little review section. I don't know if people want to drop reviews for us with some hearts, or with some stars,
Uh,
but
I'd love it. Hey,
yeah,
even if you don't like it, I'd like to hear what you don't like.
yeah, good, bad, we don't care. Review the
Whatever.
show
Let's
for
hear
us.
from
We'd
you.
love to get your feedback. So, Darin,
Absolutely.
I want to start with a game today.
Let's do it.
Ready for it?
Ready.
Okay. There is, according to Google Gemini, which we are not endorsed by Google. However, if Google would like to come on board,
We'd welcome it. We would welcome it.
welcome it. They have ranked the five best NFL stadiums in the league. And so I'm going to have you make a guess of what you think the five best stadiums are. And I may have to give you some clues, but who knows? You may knock them all out. So according to Google Gemini, what do you think the five best NFL stadiums are?
Okay. I mean, I'm gonna err on the side of newer. Obviously, we're gonna go US Bank Stadium because that's the best one. I
Yes,
mean,
that is on there.
it's amazing. Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta.
Mercedes-Benz Stadium is on there, 2 for 2.
SoFi Stadium.
SoFi Stadium is on there, number three.
Um, what am I thinking of? The Death Star in Vegas. What's the oh what's that airline again?
Allegiant.
Allegiant Stadium in Vegas.
They
No?
are just off the top five. You got to think more legacy for the last
Yeah,
two.
okay.
Yeah, the
I
last
mean,
two are.
don't tell me they put Lambeau on there.
Lambeau is actually the number one ranked stadium according
That's
to Google, which,
shocking.
whatever. But of course, hey, Google, shout out.
I
But
mean,
Lambeau is
okay.
on there just ahead of US Bank Stadium. And then there's one more. You got to think more recent, like Dominance, Dynasty.
Let's go Arrowhead,
Arrowhead is the fifth ranked stadium on there.
which
But
is shocking because they want to get out of Arrowhead.
I imagine that has to do with just the Chiefs' success.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
like winning brings, fandom brings money. So,
Absolutely. Yeah.
but let's start. US Bank Stadium is on there, actually, the number two on there. You, my friend, are a season ticket holder. I've been to US
Yes,
Bank
sir.
Stadium twice, once for a game. What do you think makes US Bank Stadium just such an awesome experience for a Vikings fan or even a non Vikings fan?
Yeah, I mean, you ever go to the Metrodome?
I did not.
So part of it as a Viking fan, when you were at the Metrodome and you compare that to US Bank Stadium, I mean, it's night and day. Like it was like half the size, like
Yeah.
just in terms of overall space. I think seating capacity is probably about the same, but just didn't feel like a football environment in the Metrodome. So
Yeah.
part of it's more of a recency thing, like with the move. And I guess it's been almost 10 years, but one, I think the design is amazing. The Viking ship look, from the outside, it just looks like a massive Viking ship. I think that just overall from the start is great.
Hmm.
Um, it's indoor, which I know, some people are pro indoor, some people aren't. But the beauty is they have the doors at the end that open,
Yeah.
as well as that glass roof where it really like a noon game, there's sun shining through. They got the doors open, you can feel the wind. I mean, it feels like you're outdoors or it could be outdoors.
Yeah.
The indoors, obviously in Minnesota, make it nice for more of a multi-purpose stadium.
Yes.
Like we had the Final Four there. I imagine they'd like to get into the college football playoff,
Yeah.
some point too. So just makes it multi-purpose. But then once you're in there, I mean, there's a bunch of local food, which is great. I kind of like anytime, skating will bring a lot of local vendors in, kind of give you a taste of the city while you're in the stadium.
For sure.
Back wall, they have every single high school football team's helmet hanging on their back wall, which is really cool.
That's awesome.
It's like the backside of the scoreboard on, I guess I don't know what direction of that opposite end of the doors,
Okay.
basically.
Yeah.
So it's super cool. So you can go up there, find your team that you played for or
Yeah.
any high school you went to. That's kind of neat. Not everything's perfect. You hear people complaining about the concourses being too small. But then it's like, I don't know, I think they were kind of hamstrung by the footprint they could build on. So got to make shortcuts somewhere, I
Yeah.
guess.
Absolutely.
Um, and then just from I've experienced it once and other folks I've talked to, the suites are amazing. If you get a chance to sit in a suite, they're super fun, great views, dedicated concessions,
Yeah.
all that. So that to me is what's made it just amazing. And then I guess the overarching thing is it's built for football. Like you
Absolutely.
can you can play baseball in there if you want, but it is built specifically for football.
Yes.
And so the sight lines are amazing. Like I have season tickets, but I've sat all over the stadium.
Mm.
I mean, it's amazing. So you really can't have a bad seat in that place. And it's similar to the Metrodome. It's just so loud. So you
Yeah.
get in there and it's just so fun to hear that place pumped up.
Oh, I can't even like I used words to describe the US Bank Stadium that I don't think I've ever used before. Like
It's
I use
yeah,
things like electric. Like,
yeah,
it is electric in there. And I don't use that to describe anything, but it was the only thing I could think of to describe it. Like
totally,
it was overwhelming. I mean, when it and
absolutely,
I mean, even when I talk about it now, I get chills. When
yeah.
that crowd is doing the skull chant
Oh
and you're
man,
in there with 50,000 people. The game we went to, the Packers Vikings game, was one of the biggest games they've had thus far
absolutely.
at US Bank. And it's just eerily silent.
Yep.
And then it, doom, doom, and it's just skull. And that thing just
Oh,
erupts. It is, I mean, I'm getting chills right now
here,
just talking
same,
about it.
same.
I
Yeah,
can't not talk about it and get chills. I felt like just the environment itself was good for a Vikings fan. Obviously, I mean
yeah,
you're surrounded by people who I feel like embrace you no matter who you are, what you look like.
100%. Yep.
I'm a 40-year-old dude. My dad was a 65-year-old guy, and people are around us just randomly high-fiving us,
Oh yeah,
hugging us. And then the thing that I appreciated was, I mean, it was a big game that you and I went to with the Packers, and there were Packers fans there, but
yeah,
nothing got out of hand. The Vikings won.
yeah.
Let's go. But nothing got out of hand. I felt like there was a lot of respect for people and their personal fandom, but also there was a lot of camaraderie in the Vikings fandom as well. So
Yeah, that is the nice thing. As an out-of-town fan, you come to Minnesota. I mean, you're not going to be unsafe. I mean,
yes,
there's
yes,
other stadiums in the league that you might, feel a little bit leery about going to, but
yes, 100%.
not going to be the case. Yeah, yeah, for sure, for
Yeah,
sure.
and
And
then
even back to the school chant, man, like even in that specific game, they're up by two, coming out of the 2-minute warning.
mm,
They need a first down to ice it, and then the school chant goes, and it just the whole place was rocking.
oh
That was
man,
a fun
it
game.
yeah it it's a culture that I've never really been a part of because
Yeah,
obviously being a fan in kind of a random state that's not associated with the team, when you get surrounded by people who are are as much of a diehard as you are, like you and me know being here in kind of remote Washington, like there's
yep,
not a lot of Viking fans, so I'm excited and nobody else is excited with me.
right.
I'm the diehard Vikings fan in my community, but when you get around people who are just as much diehards, if not more than you, oh
Yeah,
man, there's nothing like that. And then
it's
just
so
the
fun.
environment, like you said, the structure itself. My dad and I walked around the entire building. Maybe took us 15, 20 minutes,
Yep,
but I felt like it's easily accessible for people from all walks and all spaces, all
absolutely.
ages. We got to go down to the field level before the game,
Yeah,
which was just amazing. And
yep,
the people down there were so kind. I mean, just it just you hear that like Midwestern kindness, that Minnesota charm, and it's just like it was there, and it was just
yeah,
oozing in the environment. So yeah,
yeah. It's
yeah,
amazing plans. Can't wait to get back there.
yeah, yeah. Likewise. So all right. we are going to get into it, man. We got week 1 of training camp pretty much in the books here. We got a couple big things coming out of week 1, and then we'll just kind of touch on the nuts and bolts. But first thing,
Sure.
our superstar, Justin Jefferson, day 1, comes up hobbling with the hamstring injury. How you feeling about JJ with the hamstring injury?
I mean, you get a little PTSD thinking back to the injury he had
Yeah.
2 years ago against the Chiefs. And that lingered for pretty much the whole season.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound like it's that bad, at least relative to that. I think what they call it a grade 2, which, I mean, I'll be honest, I don't know how many grades there are and which
Yes.
one means it's the worst. But from everything I'm reading, though, like it's more precautionary at this point to hold him out.
Yeah.
Uh, I think it's one of those things like if the Super Bowl is next week, he'd probably be playing.
Yeah.
But it's training camp, season's long. JJ's been there, he's done that. He obviously has put the work in. I don't think KOC is worried. Um, the one area where I get a little bit leery is just, you want him to build that camaraderie with JJ McCarthy.
Yeah.
So in that sense, I guess it would be nice if he was out there, but the reality is you just need him healthy to start the
Yeah.
year. So if it takes him a month to rest, like no big deal. Like I don't think he's going to play in the preseason anyway.
Yeah.
Maybe he can get back by the joints with the Patriots, but as long as he's there week 1, that's really the key for it.
Yeah. And for me, it's like Justin Jefferson is at practice. We're good,
Yep,
right?
exactly.
Be there. We know what he can do. We know what he's capable of. He's the best receiver in the NFL. Does he need extra reps with JJ McCarthy? Sure, that would help. But we've seen him show out with Josh Dobbs. We've seen him show
Yeah.
out with Nick Mullins. We've seen him show out with Sam Darnold, with Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
Like he can build that camaraderie pretty dang quick. And I don't
Yeah,
doubt that he's not already. I mean, they went to the T Wolves game together.
for sure.
They're
Oh yeah.
already
It's
hanging.
not
They're
like they didn't work in the offseason.
yes.
Absolutely.
And, for me, he's there. He's showing up. Okay, let's let him rest. Let's make sure that hamstring's good.
Yeah.
I'm doubting, as is the NFL today, most stars don't play until maybe the last preseason game, if that. So for me, I'm okay with him just being at practice, hanging out,
Yeah.
making sure getting that hamstring healthy, doing all the PT that he needs to do, getting his reps in that way. And I think he's going to be fine. And I have no problem with him just being a part of it. So
I mean, and speaking of reps, I mean, talk about opportunity for, Jalen Naylor right
yeah,
now. I mean, that guy is a contract year. I mean, I think he has like, I randomly read this last week. I think 40 catches in his career and 36 are for first downs.
yeah,
Like, I mean, the guy, when he gets the ball, he's electric.
yeah,
So, and he looked good last year with Addison out those first couple games. So, obviously, Addison, we don't know what's kind of coming with him. It
sure,
seems like the suspension's coming, but I mean, there are reps to be had for
yeah,
Gio Naylor, for Rondell Moore, for Ty Felton.
yeah,
So, I mean, it'd be great to see some of those guys take advantage of the extra reps they're going to get in practice and kind of see what they
yeah.
can do when the season starts.
And that's what I've been seeing coming out from, the stuff that they're throwing up on YouTube is, there's a lot of
Yeah,
highlights with Jalen Naylor getting the ball.
yeah,
And
yeah,
we need those guys, especially like you said, with the kind of looming Addison situation, how that's going to work out. But we
for
need those
sure.
guys getting passes, building their,
Yeah,
skill set and camaraderie with JJ. I'm not worried about Justin having that because he's going to have it with anybody because he's the best receiver in the NFL. Those other guys getting their timing down, getting their steps down. It's going to be I think it'll be a plus in the long run for the receiving
agreed.
room for Minnesota.
Yep.
Yeah.
Even TJ Hawkinson, that's a guy I'd love to see kind of bust out this year. Just the way last year worked out with coming back late from the injury. Didn't really feel like he found his footing until really late in the season. Be fun to see him coming off, a year removed from the injury,
Yeah.
building that rapport with JJ McCarthy. Be fun to see him kind of get off to a hot start.
And I don't think that Darnold was necessarily a tight end friendly quarterback. He threw a lot of deep balls. He threw a lot of shots.
Yep,
I think a younger guy is going to like that safety net of Hawkinson in the middle or on the
for sure.
sideline. So,
Yeah,
I think Hawkinson building that's going to be huge.
yeah, definitely,
Yeah. Yeah.
definitely.
All right, there was a little bit of a weird kind of dynamic with Metellus last week, as
Yeah.
like questioning, is he holding in? Because guys don't
Yeah.
really hold out anymore. But the thing that I loved, Metellus was there. He's a captain of the team. He showed up. There was no drama between that, and I think as a result of just that, over the weekend they get the deal done. I think it was 3 years, 36 million. Is that
Yep.
right? Yeah,
Yep.
with the chance of 42 million based on his celebrations. I'm sure that
Yeah,
may
exactly. Right.
carry the torch for Cam Bynum.
Yeah, there you go.
But how you feeling, man? Getting Metellus there locked in for 3 years. How you feeling on that?
I mean, anytime you lock up a core player like that, you got to be excited. Really love what they've done with the roster makeup. Obviously, it'd been nice to have a few more draft picks this year, but with coming in with what we have, he had to do it. Obviously, safety right now is kind of an area of concern in terms of depth.
Hmm.
You got Harrison Smith. He's on the older end of his career. Not sure if he's going to have any more years left after this.
Yeah.
They got Theo Jackson, coming in to be kind of a main player this year, kind of an unknown. So having Metellus locked up, though, he kind of plays that hybrid role with a defensive back,
Yeah.
linebacker, and he does it so well. I mean,
Yeah.
he just like he can sit back into coverage, and watch quarterback's eyes like he did with Kirk Cousins last year, picking that ball off. But the guy can come up and hit.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's just a guy who, it's almost like he was made for Brian Flores and his defense. So, how can you not be excited to make sure he's back, for the foreseeable future?
Man, the Purple Dope's brains are working in sync today, man, because that is exactly my thoughts. I just think he was
Yeah.
tailored for Brian Flores' defense.
Yes.
Just with the hybrid ability, he can go inside, he can drop back, and he's such a good leader for that locker room.
Yeah,
And I
absolutely.
I think it shows the locker room, the front office's support of what they're doing, and
Yep.
gives them just confidence in the whole organization when you lock up a guy like Metellus. I think he's a great player. I think he's a great person just based on what I've seen through
Yeah.
social media and those sort of things. And he's a great leader. I think
Yeah.
the fact that he showed up in every interview that I saw with him, there was nothing negatively about what was going on. He was just
Yes.
excited to be out there, excited to be a part of the team, excited to be a Viking, which now we got him for another 3 years, which is awesome. So,
Well, it's always you always like to see the guys that have earned it get rewarded, right? Like a lot of
yeah,
times when you look at situations like in Dallas where they're not paying Micah Parsons, and it's like he's just getting more expensive by the day,
yeah,
getting disgruntled, and it's just like, is this really how you want to treat the guys that have like earned it for you? Like you drafted him high, he's played electric, and they're just not paying him. And for the
yeah,
Vikings to show the locker room that yeah, if you're one of our guys and you show it on the field, like you're going to get rewarded for that. And I think that does carry through the locker room. Shed some positive light on the GM and
for
the
sure.
whole front office staff.
Yeah, well, I've been really encouraged just looking as a whole, the things that I've been reading and things I've been seeing. The defense is just, I feel ready. I feel our defense is in
It sounds
prime.
like they're clicking, man.
Yeah,
I mean, I
just
think they're going to be even more fun than last year.
yeah, I think they're primed and ready, to come out week one, as we've talked about, kind of provide that needed time for JJ to really get kind of comfortable in there.
Yep,
Get turnovers, get the ball deeper in the enemy's territory there, so that way JJ doesn't have to do too much, until maybe mid later season.
for sure.
But everything that I've been reading is just it's the defense. The defense is kind of what people are noticing and taking notes of. I think Harrison Smith got a pick in
Yeah, yep,
first or second game, which is awesome. I mean,
yep.
the veteran out there still doing his thing. Which when I saw Harrison Smith up close and personal at that Vikings game, he's huge. Like
Massive.
you see him
He
on the
is.
field with all these other guys, and you're like, oh, he's kind of an average. No, he is a big body dude out there. So no wonder he can
Yeah.
lay the stick and get up and make some picks. So yeah.
I got a chance to dap him up at the
Um,
time of the Twins game in the Champions Club underneath, and you had to take the opportunities to get some
oh,
knocks and say good luck on the season,
for
man. Because
sure.
yeah, you're not wrong. He's massive. It's so crazy. You see these
um,
guys up close.
Yeah. So I mean, what are you hearing being in Minnesota? What are you hearing like as far as after week one? What's the vibes? What's the feels?
I
Um,
mean, we kind of cover on the big storylines, right?
yeah,
The defense, again, what I'm hearing is they're expecting the defense to be better than last year, which is
yeah,
like, it always brings me back to like 2017, like that top ranked defense we had.
for
It's like
sure.
you're going to be in every game.
Hmm.
And maybe the D won't be quite to that level, but it's like if you have a top five, top 10 defense,
Yeah.
you'll be there. And so
Yes.
that's always the key in the NFL is do you get the ball last, go down and have a chance to win, or do you need to make a stop? But like being in the game is what it's all about. And
Yes.
so
Yeah.
I feel pretty strongly that no matter what, we'll be in the games.
Yeah.
And you know, again, I think we're looking for some depth. I think we're missing some depth. Tight end and probably corner are really the two that stand out to me the most.
Hmm.
So I'm kind of curious if they'll be looking to bring in people, kind of like they did last year. But obviously, there's a lot of time left in training camp, so it'll
Yeah.
be kind of fun to see how the first few games unfold. Kind of the decisions they make following those games on who's looking good or where are they weak and where are they bringing guys in. So
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. I agree with you the same. I think that, this year is going to be super exciting. And I think I'm just hopeful that they're just going to come out and they're just going to come out firing, and it's just going to be
I mean,
so fun to be a Vikings fan the first 5 weeks of the season.
dude, and you look at that first game Monday night in Chicago,
Oh, I
like
know.
I really feel like that is the perfect way to start. You know,
Yeah.
Chicago's be coming in. It's at Chicago. They're hyped up with the new coach,
Yeah.
Caleb Williams, year two, and it'd be great to just go punch him in the mouth and show him like, yeah, you're about as good as you were last year. I mean,
Yep.
it'd be amazing to see our defense shut them down,
Yep.
offense do what they need to. But yeah, I think that'll be a perfect way to start the year for them.
Yeah. All right, man. I got a fun little game for us to
All
finish
right,
out
let's
episode
do
3
it.
here of the Purple Dose podcast. This is called head to head. So
Okay.
I'm going to match up different Vikings injuries over the last 26 years. And you have to pick which one you think had a bigger impact on the Vikings team, or which one was more detrimental
Yep.
to our team. So here we
Let's do
go.
it.
First matchup, we got Teddy Bridgewater in practice, dislocating his knee in 2016 in training camp to start the season.
Yep. Yep.
And we got the Kirk Cousins Achilles injury.
Ooh,
Which
that's a
one do
good
you
matchup.
which one do you think is more detrimental?
So I'm gonna go with Cousins.
Okay.
If we're talking detrimental for that season,
Yeah.
Bridgewater, I think over the course of his career, I was literally talking about this with a buddy this weekend. Like, what would it have been like if he wouldn't have gotten injured? Would he have continued progressing? Like, we don't know. The reality is for that 2016 season, he got hurt, trade for Sam Bradford. We started 5-0.
Yeah. Yes.
Um,
Then we lost the next, what, 7 to 8?
but yeah, I think we went through like it's like 15 offensive linemen in those next like
Yeah.
5 weeks. Like, it was just
Yeah.
unbelievable how our offensive linemen kept going down. So if that was the case with Bridgewater, I mean, he would have met the same fate as Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
Whereas, that year
Bradford. Sam Bradford.
yeah, sorry, Bradford.
Sam Darnold was still at USC at that point.
That's right. That's right. But yeah, the year with Kirk, I mean, honestly, we were a playoff team till the end of the year with
Yeah.
Josh Dobbs.
Yep.
I mean, and yeah, Dobbs was like a cool story for a few weeks, but he was looking to run. He wasn't looking to throw the ball ever. So
Yeah.
that's
Yes.
just working in today's NFL. So I think we, with Kirk, we
Yeah.
definitely make the playoffs. Maybe we win a game. So yeah, I think that was definitely the one that had a bigger impact on the season.
So Kirk Cousins advances. So we're going to
Kirk
match
Cousins
now.
advances.
Now Kirk Cousins goes to the next one. It's Kirk Cousins against Dante Culpepper when he tore his ACL, MCL, PSL in 2005. I think they were 5 weeks in, and then they lost like 6 of the next 7 or something like that. So what do you think?
I'm still going to stick with Kirk on this one just because, again, I don't remember the record, but I believe it was hovering around 500 on the Dante injury. I think you're a borderline playoff team that year at best. That was the year after the Randy Moss trade. They got Troy Williamson who couldn't catch the ball. Like, it's just,
What a
I
pick.
don't think that
What
team
speed,
was.
though. Troy Williamson,
Oh
what
man, he
speed.
could fly, but yeah, return specialist maybe. I don't know, but yeah, I'm still gonna go with Kirk. I think that team, just based on the talent level of the
Yeah.
team, I'm gonna say Kirk's injury really derailed that season a lot more
Yeah.
than the injury
And I
did.
mean, that season they were coming off, I think they won 13 games, you know. That was when they lost to the Giants.
I don't think it was
12.
13. No,
Was it?
04 is when they, I
No,
believe
no,
that
no,
was
no. The
Jake
Kirk, the,
Noonan.
the Kirk injury.
Oh, the Kirk game. Yeah, that was coming off the 13 wins. Yep.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
all right. So Cousins advances, and he matches up against Adrian Peterson in 2011 when he blew out his ACL, MCL.
Again, I'm gonna go Kirk mainly because Peterson blew it his knee at the end of the year.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then
True.
he came back the next year as the MVP.
And he was
So
a monster.
he
Yes.
really didn't, it really didn't affect us all that much with like he missed like what, 1 or 2 games.
Yeah.
So the season was already kind of the season at that point.
Gotcha.
So again, like, and again, I'm not trying to make it seem like Kirk Cousins was going to lead us to the Super Bowl that year, but
Yeah.
the defense, that was the Brian Flores' first year, much improved.
Yes.
We had struggled to start the year, but Kirk got hurt, kind of just as we're starting to click. We beat the Niners on Monday night.
Yeah. Jordan
So I
Addison's
just
coming
kind of
out
felt
party.
like,
Yeah.
and we were coming into the soft part of our schedule too, where, we end up winning all those games anyway.
Yes.
But you have Kirk and you get through all those easier games, like it kind of feels like you're on a run, kind of like we were last year where we just kept winning.
Yeah.
And that might have been the same fate we would have had,
Yeah. Very true.
at the end of that year. So
All right. So Kirk is just riding it out here. Let's put him against Brett Favre when Brett Favre hurts his shoulder, ends his gridiron man streak in 2010, coming off the season when they lost in the NFC Championship. You got Kirk versus Brett Favre. Which injury do you think impacted the Vikings season the most?
yeah, I mean, again, Favre injury was the only thing I cared about at that point was it broke his streak.
Yeah.
I think we were already out of the playoffs at that point. Just the season coming off '09, it was pure disappointment, I think, for most fans.
Yes.
Like, we had, little blips of like excitement. They trade for Randy Moss. He's coming home. And then they go, first game against the Jets, he scores a touchdown. They still lose. Like, it just was like, yeah. And then I think he got, cut like maybe 2 or 3 weeks later. Like, just, yeah. I would say by the time Favre got hurt, the season was long gone. So, it was one of those like, yeah, it was a fun experiment for the Vikings, but
Yeah. It was kind of the end of the
lightning doesn't strike twice.
it's kind of the end of the circus, when it's like
Yeah.
all of a sudden the guy that does the trapeze is like smoking a cigarette outside after the show, and you're like, all right, well, it's kind of run its course here. So.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
All right, well, Kirk is our big winner as far as the worst injury in Vikings history. So you heard it here on the Purple Dopes podcast.
Good on Kirk.
Cousins.
That's right.
If you're listening, Kirk, I know you're tuning in. If you're listening, man, you were a big factor on that injury, man. So we're
He
glad to
might
see
have gotten that deal done without that injury. Hard to say.
it's very true. So, all right, man. Well, that is the end of the third episode here of the Purple Dopes podcast. If you're watching on YouTube, please make sure you subscribe. And then if you are listening on Apple, Spotify, Amazon, or iHeartRadio, please make sure to follow along on the show. And then also drop us one of those reviews. We'd love to hear what you think about the Purple Dopes with Hopes podcast. So, all right, Darin, we're going to be back next week, talk about week 2 of training camp, anything else that pops up. But
can't wait.
As always, we skull, you skull, we all skull together. We'll catch you guys next week.